Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going over a quick case study I put together for a cigar brand. And yeah, of course, as you all know, cigar brands or tobacco brands in general, they can't run ads. So SEO is a very important channel for them. So this client came to us like a year ago, and yeah, we've been working together for almost like 13 months now. Just like did a really good job there by getting them organic sales, organic revenue. And yeah, I'm gonna go over the quick case study I've put together here. I'm gonna link this document in the description if you guys wanna look into it. So yeah, let's get started. So when the cigar brand approached us, their website was barely functional. About 90% of their customers were returning buyers who already knew the brand from real life interactions, meaning their online presence was almost non-existent. However, with a broad and diverse product catalog, we saw an opportunity to leverage SEO for organic growth. So operating in the tobacco industry meant paid advertising options were limited, so we focused entirely on organic strategies. We quickly identified potential through branded searches and their extensive product catalog. Here's how we tripled their site traffic and revenue in 6 months. So of course, guys, as you all know, I've been talking about this on my channel for a very long time now. We qualify brands that want to work with based on these three pillars. Either they have to have Google Ads or some type of branded traffic or a decent product catalog size. So what I mean by this is that when you have these factors playing into your SEO campaign, the time frame and the results will come faster and better the more you have these things on your side. For Google Ads, not an option due to industry restrictions. They couldn't advertise because they are in the tobacco industry. Branded traffic, yes, they had some amount of branded traffic, which means Lucky Cigar or their branded name plus the product they were selling, which helped a little bit with authority because we didn't focus on building backlinks at the beginning. We just utilized that existing authority on the search or that brand equity to build up the initial traction. And then from there, the product catalog, that's what's really made me confident in doing SEO and taking them as a client, is because they had 1200 SKUs, which means I am very flexible in how many collections I can build, how much blogs I can build, because there's a lot of products to link back to internally without linking back externally. So this is the first assessment, or this is the first qualification process we've ran them through, and based on these three pillars, I actually took them as a brand. So yeah, now their starting metrics, they started with like around 7,000 impressions, 250 clicks. That's Google Search Console data, even though that's skewed, so I didn't really, I took it for like with a grain of salt. And their revenue on Shopify was around $4,000 to $5,000. That's kind of like their normal trajectory without doing SEO, without doing anything. So the first thing that I do when I onboard a client, I want to do their technical SEO first, and I want to do their roadmap. The roadmap is basically the list of pages we either want to create or we either want to refresh. If the page exists and it's valuable from an SEO perspective, we would refresh it. If it doesn't exist and we can actually create a new page or a new collection, we put it on the roadmap so we can build it. As you can see here, I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. You can see the actual list of pages we worked on, and each page of course gets attributed a primary keyword, and that primary keyword is not our goal. So actually it is our goal, but based on where the DR and where the authority of that website is, we would find a variation of that main keyword so we can target and find a path in the SERPs or the first page basically. So yeah, optimizing collection pages, of course we do collections because they bring in the most amount of buyers from the search. So collection pages hold the most potential for driving converting traffic in e-commerce. We started by developing a strategy around creating more cigar collections based on specific attributes. So when we were doing our research, we figured out that people usually search for cigars in a few different ways. They usually attribute cigar plus the wrapper of the cigar or the shape of the cigar or even the flavor, or sometimes they would look into it based on the strength of the cigar. Is it a mild? Is it strong? Is it medium? So based on these factors, we pretty much came up and then we broke down the catalog that he had into these categories. We were able to build a category by strength, so people will shop the cigars based on their strength, by shape, by country of origin, by flavor, and then by wrapper. So as you can see here, this is the new navbar that we created. He had pretty much like none of these collections set up, so we set him up with these collections. And as you can see, his anchor or his competitive edge for that specific brand is that they had a lot of flavored cigars, and usually people don't have this many. So that's going to play into the factors that enabled us to rank for really important keywords I'm going to show you. After we built the collections based on how people are searching and based on the variants and attributes that we found, we built up all the collections and we pretty much put them on we automatically filtered through the catalog. After that, each collection page included a short description and FAQs to add valuable content. So once we knew what collections we want to build or optimize, we refreshed the collection page template because we want to make it more SEO friendly. And that happens by adding an FAQ section at the bottom and the description above the fold. As you can see, this is the FAQ section. And yeah, that's pretty much the first week what happened. Mapped out all the pages we need to create, refresh the collection template. Now, the second week, we started with fixing the technical SEO issues. For this specific client, there was a catalog mismanagement. So whoever was uploading products and deleting products, they didn't really do it nicely. So what we did is we installed an SOP on how to actually manage the product catalog in a way where it doesn't affect SEO or it doesn't affect the traffic that's coming to the site. So while technical SEO already drives immediate revenue, it's crucial for long-term growth. And that's what I mean. I don't want the client to keep repeating the same mistakes and creating more technical work for us. So that's why we provided the SOP on how to manage the catalog. So we resolved the following issues within the first 2 weeks, implemented proper analytics tracking, fixed 404 pages, added schema markup for products to improve search visibility, and all of that. Schema here was very important because usually a schema is imported when you're importing your products to the merchant center. If you can't import the products into merchant center, in this case, because it's a Tobago related product, we can't do that. What's happening here is that we need to manually add the schema markup. Usually the Google Merchant Center would generate these automatically for you, so you don't need to add schema markup on the site. The Merchant Center would take care of that. But in this case, we had to do it manually. So yeah, week 3 onwards, supporting collections with blog content. So once we had the infrastructure or the collections that we care about live on the site, we wanted to support these collections with use case specific blogs. Now, when I mean use case specific is that, one, I want the blog to be transactional or at least carry some type of transactional value when we're writing it, because blogging is an ROI focused activity. We don't want to just like write blogs to write blogs, right? So that's the first criteria with building blogs. And then the second thing is when I say use case specific, what that means is, let's say best flavored cigars for beginners. That's a blog, that's a list. So basically we're doing a roundup of the best flavored cigars for people that are starting with smoking cigars. Now, what that implies is that we need to build a funnel from that blog to the proper collection, which is the mild cigar collections, which we built up here. So as you can see, shop by strength, mild cigars. That's where beginners usually start from. So when we're creating a list of best cigars for beginners, we want to link back and support that collection. That's what I mean by use case specific. Now, let's take another example. Best coffee flavored cigars, right? This blog is pretty much like another roundup where we list all the best coffee cigars we have on our site, right? And after that, we want to direct the users into the coffee collections that we created there under shop by flavor. So that's what I mean by use case specific. We need to make sure that the topic is being supported by long form content. So some blog examples: top cigars for beginners, recommended mild cigars. As you can see, we did the table of contents. We also added the featured products from that collection so people can actually have an easier time getting to that collection or clicking on the product and getting recommended products based on their journey in cigars and all of that. So to build authority, we supported these blogs with long form guides such as how to smoke a cigar and cigar cutting techniques. These pieces not only helped establish the brand as an expert, but also served as valuable linkable assets for future backlinking efforts. So what I mean by this is, if you look into our blogging strategy, we dissected the blog section based on lists, on gifting guides, and then on cigar guides. Now, the cigar guides are the least transactional ones because people are searching for things that are informational. They could have the products, they could be just needing a quick tip on how to do things. But this also is important, especially when you're starting, because you want to build that topical authority. But that doesn't mean they are priority. The priority is always the transactional blogs, the blogs that carry transactional value, which means the list and the gifting guides, like cigar gift ideas, gifts for cigar lovers, luxury cigar gift sets, best flavored cigars for beginners. All of these topics, you can actually convert visitors to customers. So that's why the cigar guides were there. They are there so they support the blogs that actually matter. So of course, now we get into the results. In just 6 months, we saw remarkable results there. Impressions grew 650%. We went from 7,000 when we started to 114,000. Clicks went to 3,500. Now, this is not many clicks, but these are very high intent clicks, which means these people are coming into the site ready to buy. They are not vanity traffic or people that are coming just to get information and leave. So that's why, even though with the I would say it's not that big of a difference from 500 to 3,500 clicks, 300% growth in 6 months, we were able to generate 400% more revenue to the store through organic search. Now this is the graphs here. This is where we started. This is where we're at. This is a bit outdated. It actually went up to 6,000 clicks after like 9 months, and then it dropped out and it's kind of stabilized around 5 to 6,000 a month. We built our SEO on a good foundation, and that ultimately allowed us to target the right keywords that will push our sales up. Here's a snapshot of the keywords we are ranking for right now that are driving qualified visitors to the store versus the keywords that used to rank for before we started working with them. So instead of going through these, I'm actually going through Ahrefs so you guys can see a bit more what's happening here. Now if you go into the top pages, you can see that we're ranking for flavored cigars number 2. That's why I said their competitive edge isn't flavored cigars. They had a lot of flavored cigars, so naturally their flavored cigars collection is leading the way on their site, and it's getting a lot of the traffic. So you can see here there's collections, another collection, another blog, and they're all ranking for very important keywords for the brand. So here it's chocolate flavored cigars. You can see chocolate flavored cigars. Another blog about naturally sweet cigars. Naturally sweet cigars ranking number 1 there. You can see strawberry flavored, cognac flavored cigars, cherry flavored cigars, all in the first places or in the first 5 places. And yeah, now this is a third-party tool. The actual traffic is not really accurate, but the point here is we focus on collections and blogs, and these are the ones that drive up the traffic. Now I want to show you the difference in revenue that we've done so far for this brand. Quickly going into analytics, going into the report section, go into the traffic acquisition. I want to go into the traffic acquisition, and you can see the organic search. This month we've been able to do $5,000 for them in organic search. If we're gonna showcase what last calendar year looks like against the preceding period, you can see the difference in organic revenue. So in the year of 2023 they made 10,000 in organic revenue. In the year of 2024 they made 123,000 in organic revenue, which is 1,000% increase on a year-to-year basis. Now that's we're getting into the second year, and we are about to focus a lot on backlinking for this client. We had to do a lot of like UX work, all of that stuff. But yeah, that's the gist of the case study. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna be releasing a few more. We have a crazy one where we increased another store for like, I think 4,000%. We went from like 30,000 a month to 450,000 a month organically, and it was crazy. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation and this case study. I'm going to be releasing a few more later down the road, and yeah, see you in the next one.